Hi everybody, welcome to Big Fish, Little Fish. I'm the little fish, he's the big fish. Say hello, whale. Hello.
Hey, little fish.
Wednesday, harness racing at Alexandra Park. If you thought you haven't seen many Wednesdays at the park before, Craig, I suppose every 7 years, New Year's Eve falls on a Wednesday. We always have a race meeting then, but it's something different, Craig. How do you think it will go? Because we're not going to have the rugby in the league on, so that may not take some eyeballs away, but I'm not sure Wednesday's a great night for harness racing, but I guess we'll find out turnover-wise.
Yeah, proof will be in the pudding, Michael. I think Wednesday night's probably not a great night pay package-wise, because usually the people get paid fortnightly on a Thursday, so it is end of a tough week. Also, I think Wednesday nights, people, they've got other things on, Michael, whether it's football practice or things like that. So, hey, we'll see. I'd rather have a Thursday or Friday for a northern meeting. I think that gives a chance for participation a lot more. Turnover figures will certainly dictate on whether we go forward on a Wednesday night in the future.
Yeah, I think harness racing is going to want to see how Wednesdays will play, because Fridays and Thursdays are getting really busy and the Australian gallops are starting to come into that spot too more. But we will see. It's actually a really good meeting. 9 races, first goes at 6:11. And Craig, before we talk about the big guns who come back later on, I thought the first on the card was a good race. There's only 7 maidens in it. I don't think any of them will be maidens by Christmas time, and maybe even in 2 months' time. But I thought Marathon Man had the gate speed to lead from the inside, and then Zach Butcher was the driver with the options.
Yeah, totally agree, Michael. Bookmakers gave you a fair price at $3.30 last night. I think as we do this interview at the moment, he's sitting about $3. You've got to remember he's got race day fitness against the Ray Green pair, who just had a couple of trials. They both look good in those trials, but I think if he can hold up from the inside, I think the winning or the losing of the race will be the start, Michael, because he came out from barrier 8 in his debut and he got across him, eventually found the front. If he can hold up from the inside, I think he can dictate the race, and I think it's his race to lose. So we're quite happy to play at $3 around. And maybe Doubtless Bay, if he leads, draws to drop onto his back here, and he was way overs. Maybe not the $34 to win, but certainly around that $3.50 a place mark if he can find the trail. So could be a race that you need to be on the speed here, Michael, to take out the first.
Yeah, and also because Zach's horse does have a run under his belt, he might be confident enough to lead. Whereas a horse like Franco Nandor, who maybe has the speed to cross him, they may be reluctant to light him up early. So I think he'll start 220. I think Marathon Man's a really good bet at $3 in the first on the card. Okay, the race of the night sees Hard Copy, who is arguably the best 3-year-old pacer in the country. Back, Craig, but off a 45-metre handicap. Now, you went to the Franklin trials last Friday to have a look at him. What did the whale think?
I thought he performed very well. What I did notice, I think there's further improvement in him, Michael, and I think he'll certainly benefit with tonight's run. And I'm not saying he can't win tonight, but I wouldn't want to take $2.80 for a horse that's not screwed down. Also, he's only having his second ever standing start. So he's got 10 metres on the cards, but he's going to need that, Michael. On the cards, a very, very good beginner. Would not surprise me if he actually surpassed Copy that after the first 800 metres and settled in front of him. So for me, if you're going to take that price, he's a bit of a risk tonight. I'm very happy to be on the cards tonight. I don't think he could have gone any better than what he did last time. We did highlight when we did the Big Fish, Little Fish, that 45 metres at Alexandra Park over 2,200 metres. We've seen in many years that we've been there, it's very difficult to do that. And as good as he went, and he did go good, he went 54.4 his last 800 metres. You've got a nice mare like Kelly's Delight rolling along in front. It's not easy to come off the speed and win. You'll benefit for that run. I think he may be driven a little bit more aggressive tonight, Michael, being 2,700 metres and also having that run under his belt tonight. So I'd settle on him. And what is going to be a really competitive race. Sure, only 7 runners, but the likes of the ex-Southerner Yorkshire and an informed Kelly's Delight does add a lot of interest tonight.
Yeah, it does. I'll tell you what's also interesting is the open class trot. Credit Master is back. They're going for a free win with him by putting the junior driver Fergus Schumacher on. Kenny's Delight, or Kenny's Dream, who was pretty good during the Inter-Dominions, is there. Again, though, you're talking about horses who aren't race fit off big handicaps against the like of a horse like Tricky Rick, who won there 2 weeks ago, and it was a free win because Craig Smith drove him. Josh Dickey, co-trainer, drops on tonight. He sort of picks himself, really. Even if you don't want to back him, he's the logical one.
Well, he's got the fitness on his side, Michael. Again, it comes down to what type of price you want to take. I think he's around 320 tonight, which is probably a fair price because he's only on a small handicap. What I would say on credit, Master had a good look at his trial at Cambridge on Saturday. He'll probably improve with the run, but he's not far away. He ran his last quarter in 27.7, running past Dal Sun, who's had a couple of starts. And I thought he looked pretty forward. They've obviously targeted this race with a junior driver aboard to get that free win. So I don't think he's too far away. And I thought at 750, he's probably one that is at around about the right price. I wouldn't be mind speaking on him. The other two I want to quickly mention, Michael, before we finish up our interview today. A couple of nice bets. I think Daisy Hill is my best of the night. I'm very keen on Marathon Man in the first, but Daisy Hill in the last really gets into the right race. 2,700 metres this week, small field, a couple of runs under the belt. The stable are really kicking goals at the moment. And really, the stablemate Christopherson only looks the main danger. So, and he's only had a limited amount of starts. So she looked a great bet. The value for me tonight, Michael, was in race number 2. Chasing a penalty-free win is Milner. He was luckless in the Major Jealous race a fortnight ago. Got taken on in front. I think he can win tonight. He's following out one that gets off the gate. Got a good junior driver in Dylan Ferguson aboard. Silk's a nice handy mare, and she's won 2 nice races. But $7 early on Milner. I think he's about $5.56 as we talk now. I wouldn't mind him on an each-way basis.
I think you should mention that big fish because one of our Twitter viewers last week, a guy called Tony, said, we want a bit more value from you guys for those who want to make some money. So that's yours, Milner. For me, can't believe I'm going to do this again. Edam Fast in the amateur race for a place. Place only.
You love Max Marita. So we go Max Marita into Edam Fast.
No, I actually spoke to Bruce Hadley, who drives the horse this morning. I said, hold it up to the 150, keep it handy, and have a little dash at him, only for a place. 3.7. Yeah. So you asked, we provided. Craig, we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, to preview a nice early start at Invercargill.